Okay, so very good afternoon to all. Welcome to Tally CA Connect. So, with the audit season going on, we thought we can plan on this topic so that I'm sure you all must have queries, doubts, and we can quickly brush up at this session on all the audit features of TallyPrime. And our expert for today is CA Nimit Gujarathi. Nimit sir is a practicing CA for over close to 25 years now. He's an expert in direct taxation and indirect taxation as well. He's a tally evangelist and has helped us take numerous tally sessions at various important forums. Thank you, Nimit sir, for taking out time during this busy period and helping the fellow colleagues and CA Connect session. So let's make the best out of this 1 hour. And am I not audible? Somebody is saying, am I audible? 1 second.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. So I just saw the message. So anyway, so we have a good number of audience. I'll request everyone to put your queries in the Q&A so that we can keep a track and make sure all your queries are answered. Thank you, Nimit sir, for your time. We'll start.
Yeah. So good afternoon all. At the outset, let me thank TeleSolutions for giving me this opportunity to share my views on how audit procedures can be done directly through TallyPrime and what are the other features that has been added in the recent version, which I feel that are more appropriate or more useful to a CA fraternity, especially doing the audit, or how to minimize our efforts or how to minimize our process time and successfully complete the audit of a particular entity. We all are practicing, most of us are practicing chartered accountant and very busy in this time of the year. Obviously, I will not take much time and let us start directly the tally way of audit. That is how to conduct an audit process through a TallyPrime or how to through a tally software. Now, I have divided this session or this presentation in three parts. That is uh, what will be the what are the features or what are the facilities for vouching level. That is basically meant for article clerks and semi-junior or semi-junior or senior article clerks. Then what are the features for audit managers in terms of data analysis and in terms of other analytical techniques? And then what is available for audit manager or audit partner who ultimately have a macro view of entire audit process and he can take his own decision to complete the audit. Hope it will be useful. And two more things which I have added is one regarding the edit log. That is the recent feature which is added in the TallyPrime. How to use the edit log and what are the features of edit log? What are the various scenarios in which edit log will operate? And second, what are the main important thing regarding masters? What is the need of the day with regards to the masters which are there in the tally? Okay. So let me start with the my presentation. Q&A session as told by you can put your questions. We can take the Q&A at the end of the sessions. I will try to take maximum questions based on or your queries. Okay. So let me start with tally way of audit. Uniformity in process. So basic idea is that everyone should work under a synchronized process whereby maximum use of software can be taken. So as I told you that the session is divided into audit assistant, audit manager, and audit partners. I have tried to define the roles, what audit assistants will try to do, what audit managers normally do, and what audit partners is looking for. So main role of an audit partner will be documentation and macro level understanding of entire business financial statement or some of the areas where he feel that it is the area of his interest to further investigate. Okay. So this is audit assistant, audit manager, and audit partner. I will start with audit assistant. That is what he will do through the tally software. So first thing is the basics of any audit starts with voucher verification. So this is the first step. What normally we follow is voucher verifications, track related party and year-on-year comparison, edit log. Okay, so these are all the. Now let me start with voucher verification. So if you see, this is the main screen. This is the from gateway of Tally. You can have to go to the display more report, and then there will be two analysis and verification, and it will show data analysis and voucher verification. So it is a standard feature which is available in TallyPrime. Nothing extra is needed. From gateway of Tally, display more report, analysis and verification. And there you have an option of voucher verification. Voucher verification screen will appear. If you see, this is the report, which this is the sales register, standard sales register, which has been exported in the Excel for sampling purpose. Now this sampling normally when we export, we do our own sampling method, but Tally itself will provide a sampling technology. So how to sample the vouchers? So if you see on the top in screen, I will just share the live data also for your understanding. So this is the live data, display more report, analysis and verification, voucher verification, and this is the verification of voucher. Okay, so this is how a sampling can be done. And from here, if you go to the top, you will have the sampling technology. So here the sampling method will be available on the top hand of the screen. So from there, you can do the master configuration, and then the sampling method will pop up. Now, each of the auditor has his own sampling methods. Some are scientific, some are non-scientific, some are random. So most scientific technique of audit is Benford analysis. So this what analysis has been done by Mr. Benford, and he has taken out some statistical technique. Based on that, the voucher will be selected as a sampled voucher. Okay, so I don't if you want to go into the details of Benford analysis, is a separate thing. But based on the Benford technique, you will get the sampled voucher. Now, same thing you can do for manually also, odd even also. You can give any range also. You can have your own sampling mechanism defined. So based on your sampling mechanism, each voucher type will reflect the result. That is, what are the total vouchers and what are the sampled vouchers. Okay, what are the total vouchers and what are the sampled vouchers. Now once this sampling is done, then you can go for further verification. Okay, so first step is go to the voucher verification, then adopt a sampling technique. You can adopt sampling technique based on the voucher type, based on your own understanding. Different voucher type can have different sampling technique. It is not that it should be have a same sampling techniques. Okay, so if you see here, this sampling method has been given. That is, in debit note I have given range all vouchers above 5,000. In journal also, Benford analysis, then specific period, that is, I want sales voucher only with regards to March month or last 15 days. Okay, so this sampling technique can be different for different voucher type. It can be different for a different date ranges. So once you have sampled the voucher, you can verify the voucher and you can write the different status. Okay, I will show you how to write the status. So if you see here, I have selected a voucher and I say verify, accept.
Sir, your tally screen is not visible.
Okay, one second. Now it is visible?
So when you share, you have to share the entire
Share again.
screen. Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
So you have to stop screen share first, and then when you share, you have to give the access of the entire.
Sorry. This is my tally screen. Yeah. Stop share. Share. Okay. Now it is visible.
Yeah.
Okay. So same thing happens here if I say internal observation, sales bill required.
So can we quickly show them the sampling in Tally?
Yeah. So on the right hand side, you have master configuration, sampling method. Okay. Then you can select, okay. This is sales. You can select any range. You can select March. Okay. This is how you do the sampling. On the right hand side, you have that sampling methodology. Okay. You can randomly sample also. I want 10 vouchers. Then it will randomly sample 10 vouchers. So this sampling technique you can adopt based on your requirement. There is no standard given. Our audit essay standard are there for sampling, but you can have your own standard for the different companies. Now let me continue with my presentation. Okay. So in this way, once you get this sampling and once you verified you have different notes written, this report will show what are the verified vouchers, what are the sampled vouchers, and this thing that is in the bracket, if some vouchers the audit article has not understood, he can keep it on hold. Okay. That will be reflected in a different manner. Then once I have the verification of voucher, then I can go to the related party transactions. This is again a technique. On the right hand side, you have master configuration. In that, you can select related party. Entire chart of account will appear before you. Since we have not configured our chart of account with related party, we have to first configure the accounts, the ledgers, and establish the relationship. Once you establish the relationship, the transaction with that particular party will automatically appear on your screen. Okay. So important thing is to establish the relationship. This is the chart of account. You enter yes, no. If it is a related party, yes. And then you can establish the relationship. This chart of account can be exported and rearranged as per your need, or you can directly do in the tally itself. Once you configure, it is one-time configuration. There is no need to configure again and again. Or at the time of creation of master itself, you can configure whether it is a related party or not. Once that is there, the entire transactions with that related party will appear in the screen. Okay. Sorry. So this is how the related party transactions can be verified. Means same technique. Once you get the related party at one go, you can enter the screen and say whether it is verified or not. So verified vouchers will appear in a different column. Non-verified, the status, everything will be there in this column. You can export this report into Excel format also. There is a facility available. Then we can have the comparison. That is, I want to compare the ledgers with the previous year ledgers. For this, either you should have the data here. If you don't have the data here, then there is a separate technique. If your data is not a continuous in year, there is a separate technique. So periodic payment, you can have the comparison. The 2 years comparison will be there. What is the variance? What are the amount that will be reflected in entire one screen? This can be again exported and further analysis can be done. Okay. Now let me go. So I have covered three important things. That is the basic how vouchers will be sampled, how vouchers, once sampled voucher, how you will verify the voucher, how you will allocate status to the various voucher, whether it is verified, whether you need additional observations, whether you need additional requirement. Based on that, the summarized report will appear. Then you have related party. You can track the related party. This related party transactions can be separately verified through this screen. You can again tag the vouchers with respect to related parties. Then have the periodic ledgers. Okay. This is basically a variance or comparison of different ledger vis-a-vis year to year. Now let us go to the new feature, which is an important feature as part of my statutory requirement with regards to edit log summary. How many of you are aware of edit log? Now, normally, some of you can raise the hand or just in the chat box. Yeah, a lot of hands are raised. So, as we are aware that edit log has become compulsory as a part of my reporting requirement, I have to report whether my client, my entity is capable, the software on which it is operating is capable enough to maintain the edit log or not. Now, traditionally, what we understand by edit log is whether the vouchers which are entered by different accountant, whether it has been altered at a later stage or whether there are any modification done at a later stage or not. And we want the track of the entire that journey of that particular voucher throughout the modification stage. Now, up till now, modification can be of two types. One, there can be a date modification or there can be a backdated entry, that is today I am entering for vouchers related to earlier period, or within that particular entered voucher I have modified some of the transaction values or some of the details with regards to transaction. Now let me walk through how this edit log features perform in TallyPrime. Now this is the comparison between different release. So always I prefer to have updated release. If you see the updated 6.2 and now 6.1 and 6.2 have also come up. So if you see 6.1 has more of the edit log feature than 6.0. Okay. 6.1, the edit log feature has become now a standard feature. It will appear in the gateway of Tally itself. Okay. So we have created a use case where a business owner want to see how the vouchers, different vouchers are tracked or how the different vouchers are modified, whether they are modified or not, or how many times the changes has happened. So this is the walkthrough. If you see, this is the main screen, then display mode report. You have an edit log, user wise voucher summary. Now for edit log, it is very important to have the security feature in place. Otherwise edit log will have no use. So you have the users, you need to define who are the users or who are the data operators, who are the various user of the TallyPrime. Otherwise, this edit log will not be any use. So that is the basic requirement of any edit log feature in Tally. That is, you need to define various users who have entered the data in this particular company. Now, if you see this screen that is appearing, that is what is the count, whether any vouchers were deleted, and what are the versions. Now here there is a difference between the date and the versions. Version means what? Whether the voucher was entered in the earlier versions or not, or what are the where when this voucher was entered under which version, and if it is modified in a different version, there is a. So let me continue. You will understand what I am trying to say. Okay, so this is how user wise summary, different and different persons have entered the vouchers. Then I go to all vouchers. Now if you see, all vouchers show altered voucher, not altered voucher, and total vouchers. Okay, so this many vouchers been altered by Harshita. Then purchases, voucher type, month wise. So as you go in, you will get what exactly vouchers are altered. See here, if you see altered due to voucher numbering. Okay, exactly where it has been altered, by whom it has been altered, what is the date, what is the time. Okay, so this is how a audit log is maintained in Tally itself. And this will happen for all the vouchers. So it is a standard feature available. Now for the benefit of the user, I have also tried, I have done it in the live company itself. I will show you how that has happened. One second, I'm opening a company. See, just before the start of the session, I have entered one voucher in this my company. So if you see, this is the audit log. It is showing between different version. So on 10th September 1454, I have entered this voucher with the amount of 50,000. Okay, it is showing entire detail of that particular voucher. Now same voucher I have altered on 1456. That is from 50,000 I have done to 40,000. Now if you see, this is the version 1, version 2. Date is same, username are same. Now if a different user has altered this, then his name will appear here. Okay, so created one by one user on 10th September, it is creating the voucher of 8th April 22. Now if same voucher is altered by anyone, that log is also available. So this is one of the best feature I have seen, whereby the entire alteration process or creation process can be properly tracked within the Tally itself without any additional TDL or without any additional issue. Okay, hope this is what is useful to all of us. Now in this way you can use any of the things, any of the minute change in the voucher also will get reflected here. If I modify any of the registration number, if I modify any of the party, Everything will appear within this audit log. Okay. Now let me continue with my presentation. Now, what is the second use case? The second use case is that is different e-way bill or bank reconciliations we have generated. Now, these are all external thing. Okay, this is not within the system. E-invoices or e-way bills are created, which are external to the system. Okay, but that also is covered within the audit law. So, same thing. I will go to the gateway of Tally, display more report, edit log summary. If you see here, all the reports will appear. Then receipt for bank reconciliation. Then one entry, all voucher, detailed. See, here if you see, altered due to voucher, altered BRS detail. Okay. What I showed you, same thing. The earlier there was no instrument number. Now the instrument number has been written. Okay, so this audit log not only manages the basics of the voucher or the amount wise also, it manages everything. Okay, so include voucher with altered bank. Now it will go to the sales. Altered. Okay, now it is showing e-invoices, all voucher detailed. See here again, I will just hold it. So this is what it is there. Now here alter due to voucher renumbering, alter due to voucher, alter IRN details, alter e-way bid details, altered IRN details. So this log will become sometimes if there are a lot of modification in a particular sale invoice, this log will show all the modification. Point by point modification will be there. Who has done the modification? What are the various versions? Okay. Now, you need to be very careful with regards to edit lock because once you activate the edit lock, your trackability of the voucher will be always there. You cannot escape from this trackability. You cannot just say that I want to discontinue with the edit block at a later stage. The only option available is to migrate the data or transfer the data. See, version 1, there was no IRN acknowledgement date. Version 2, it is there. The references are there. Now, this is the entire screen where whatever modification has been done in that voucher will be shown at one end. Okay. See here, various option is there. Altered voucher with alter invoice. Okay. All vouchers. Detailed. So in this way you can see the various voucher, any modification to any voucher type will be immediately reflected, and this is a standard feature available in display more report. This is nothing, so you need to upgrade your version. Once you upgrade it, you will get this feature as a standard feature. Now, why audit log? So auditors understand how often data is altered and when controls may need strengthening. For business owners and CFO, spot the internal control gaps, unauthorized edits, or unusual activities. Now, what is unusual activities? So, in case of an unusual activities means if particular sale bill is modified number of times. So there is definitely some gap while making the invoice. If same invoice is getting modified number of times and there are different versions created for that particular invoices. Then internal reviewer or audit team save time on data reviews and reduce the chances of missing errors. So as an auditor or as an internal auditor, for me, this is one of the best feature available. I can use these edit log features to practically track my client entire alteration mechanism. I can pinpoint to particular user who have altered this or who has done some backdating in the system. Make your edit log smarter by highlighting only what matters. Eliminate unwanted, unaltered version, focus on key changes, boost efficiency, and strengthen the internal controls. So we all know the importance of edit log. That's why government will also make it compulsory. They also want to reduce the alteration part in the system. And the most important part in this, the reliability of the data will increase if my edit version gets reduced. Okay. So more and more sticker or more and more control I bring in the edit log, more and more reliability of the data will have. Not only for business owners, for other stakeholders also. See, you need to understand this reliability is the key factor for any businesses, both in terms of national business or international business. Now, why we are facing a lot of challenge in the international business? Because some of our processes, there is a question of reliability. It is not that we are doing something wrong or we are doing something incorrect, but we are not we are not making other people feel confidence on our data. So if we can display this edit log, see, my edit log doesn't have any alteration done, or my edit log doesn't have any backdating done, then the importance or the reliability of data will automatically increase. And for me as an auditor or for me as a business owner, the most important thing is the reliability. My data should be reliable enough to be presented anywhere across the world or anywhere across the stakeholders. Okay. Now, another thing which I feel is the key to the current audit scenario or current scenarios in which the business dynamics has changed. Lot of changes has happened. Now, the most recent change which has happened is in terms of GST rates. Now, if you see the GST rate has undergone a great or a dynamic change. Now, due to that, we have come to a point that we need to do a audit of masters. Okay, entire audit of masters has to be done. Otherwise, we will not able to extract maximum benefit out of the TallyPrime. Now, my motto is we need to rewrite the masters. We need to revisit the entire masters of each and every client. This can be an audit opportunity. This can be an assignment opportunity. But we need to explain client that masters needs to be rewrite or masters needs to be revisited so that maximum report or maximum benefit can be extracted from the software. Now, what is the masters? Now, what is the most important thing in any master? So what I am trying to segregate is every masters has its own data field. Now, if you see any masters, there are a lot of data field. So each data field can be segregated either into compulsory or an essential data field or the optional data field. Now, what is an essential data field? Suppose I want to give GST return out of TallyPrime. Now, for that, what in the master, what will be my essential data field? The essential data field will be GSTN number, name of the proprietor, and the PIN code. These are essential data field. Without this data field, I cannot generate my GST return. And what will be the optional data field? Optional data field can be address, bank account. For GST return, bank account is not compulsory. But for bank reconciliation or for online banking, bank reconciliation is compulsory. Bank account is compulsory. So if you see, if I want to use the online feature of the TallyPrime, my bank account will become an essential field instead of optional field. Same thing will happen for TDS. For TDS feature, I need the PAN number. So for that, PAN number will become an essential field. For otherwise, it will be an optional field because my master creation doesn't stop me without PAN number. Okay, it will get created. So I want what I have tried to find out that each master based on my requirement or based on my need, I need to segregate between essential or a compulsory field and optional field. Below compulsory field, there are two options. That is, this field is essential or compulsory to have my particular report. That is, I want sales region wise, or I want sale person wise. Then every sale voucher or every master, the data master should have this region defined. Okay, so for a particular report, that field will become an essential field. Same thing with the statutory report like GST, TDS, or any of the statutory requirement, it will become an essential field. And optional, again, come customize or standard. So sometimes you do a customization, in that also there can be an optional field. Okay, so basically before starting you need to understand the requirement of the client, you need to understand the requirement of the business, and then segregate the data field in the master between the essential and optional. Okay, and then see why this field is essential, whether for a particular report or whether for a statutory requirement, and optional field again whether for a standard or whether for a custom. Okay, this will help you to understand whenever client will tell you that this report is not reflecting, or this report is not generated properly, or this return is not going properly. The basics or the basis of all this will be mastered because some of the essential field he must have not been fulfilled. Okay, so if you see earlier, the older version of Tally, my essential to non-essential field were 10 to 90. If you remember our old days, how I was creating a ledger, there were only two essential fields. The one is name of the ledger, and second one is grouping. Once I give this, I can directly do Control A. Control A is my shortcut key for acceptance. So if I see out of the total screen or total data field in the masters, my essential data field was only two. That is the name of the ledger and the grouping. Now, if you see, the essential data field has increased from 10 to 90. It has become reverse because now lot of returns or lot of my report depend upon the essential data fields. Okay. So importance of data field is, that is how to, what are the essential, what are the non-essential, to formulate the accurate results, to upload the correct statutory result. See, I am using word correct statutory return. It is not that without a particular master you cannot upload a statutory returns. Statutory returns will be uploaded. Whatever data it is available, it will get uploaded. But to upload the correct statutory return, I need all my masters to be aligned to that particular statutory requirements to reduce the time and efforts required for RICO. Now, this is again has gained importance because earlier, if you see, my reconciliation was an offline reconciliation. Okay, I used to get data at the end of the year. I used to get data normally after 2 years whenever scrutiny is happening, and some RICO is required. Now, if you see, the RICO is an online RICO. Okay, so GST, especially GST, if you take GST return on a monthly basis, you have to do RICO. Whatever 2B is downloaded, you have to compare the 2B with your own data. and then you have a reconciliation. Now Tally has given you the standard RICO format. In the recent version, there is an online RICO availability. So you can download the data directly from the GST side in Tally itself. It will show the reconciliation. But to have that RICO done properly, you need to have a proper masters. Otherwise, the RICO will not happen. Okay. So what are the essential field that has been matched while doing RICO? The few essential field is GSTN number, then the name of the trader. Okay. So based on this, the RICO will happen automatically. But if you want to reduce the time of RICO, you need to increase your time, spend more time in the master audits. Okay. You have to do the master. So maximum to maximum output from the TallyPrime. Hope I am giving you what is need of the time. Okay. Let me continue. So this is just the example how the GSTN master or the how a particular masters in case of GST requirement has changed, has dynamically changed. Now earlier, if you see, this is the screen of masters. What I told you, 10 to 90, earlier only 1 and 2 was required. All other fields were optional fields. There was no requirement. But now if you see, if I have to do RICO, I need bill by bill also. Because in reconciliation bill by bill is also required in bank reconciliation or everything. So whenever ledger reconciliation will happen, you need bill by bill. You need for various statutory output, that is in case of MSME report, in case of whether GST, whether payment has been done within 180 days, that is aging report, you need to have bill by bill. Earlier, no one used to maintain bill by bill. Okay, most of the clients were not maintaining bill by bill report. But now for MSME report, for GST reports, you need bill by bill. Otherwise, that report will go wrong. Okay, so this has created another most important thing. Then the address, then the PIN code. Now, PIN code has also gained importance because without PIN code, you cannot create e-way bill properly or e-invoices properly. Then the registration type. Earlier, just by writing registration, it is not going to help. I need to state what is the type of dealer, because otherwise my report will go wrong. My statutory return will go wrong. And this any incorrect report or incorrect return which is uploaded will not only create problem to me also, but to my buyer also. Because suppose if I say it is B2B, instead of B2B, I say B2C, what will happen? He will not get the credit. Okay. So you need to understand that all this field, which are earlier were non-essential field, now has become very, very essential field. Okay. So this is how you need to create, you need to understand each and every masters and then write, rewrite the masters. Okay. Whatever errors or whatever corrections you want to do, you can do. I will show you how to chart of accounts, how to transfer chart of accounts to Excel at the later slide. There is a slide. You can directly, entire chart of account can be exported and re-verified. Okay. Now let us go to the audit manager level, that is analysis and observation. Now up till now I have covered three important part, that is the verification part, then how to verify, how to this, then the edit log part, and the third important is the master audit. Okay. Now let us see, once this is done, how a manager should do his work. So based on master verification or based on various report, he can have his own analysis and observations. Okay. So if you see how to start on gateway of Tally, I'll just show. Sorry. So if you see, this is analysis and verification. Here, voucher verification we have completed. Now, this is data analysis. Okay. On this, there is a data analysis report where various option has been received. Okay. I'll go to my presentation again. So this is various option for verification or data analysis. That is verification of chart of account, verification of stock item, verification of balances, and different options which are available to you for data analysis. Now this will be based on the data which has been entered by you, entered by the client. It will reflect, it will try to reflect the data which is present in the system. So this is verification of chart of account. Now, what are the accounts which are squared off during the year? Okay. So these are all the accounts which are squared off during the year. You can randomly select any account and do further verification. These are accounts, chart of accounts which are not used during the year. So there is no entry done in this particular chart of account. Now, why I need this? This is just this cursory look that what are the redundant account which are there in the system. Either you can remove this account or you can split the account and don't carry forward this. So these are all redundant account. The second important advantage is that if I know that there is a loan in the company, but this account has not been hit use, then there is a trigger point appears that in spite of the loan, why there is no entry in the car loan account. So whether he has entered, the client has created a new account and the entire car loan in there, in that particular account, or it has out forgotten to enter the loan statement itself. Sometimes it do happen because in case of a loan from NBFC or anything, it is known thing that the entries are not done. If the account at which it is not the regular business account from where the EMI is going, then it is a normal feature that that account itself is never entered. So from this, you can see whether this account is used or not. Now, this is the not used in current year. So these are the accounts which are having some balances, but that are not used in the current year. Okay. So these are all stale accounts where only opening balance is equal to closing balance. Only balance is no transactions. Okay. So there is no movement in this. You can verify it. You can this. So once you entered it, you have the facility of writing whether you want some additional explanation to this account or not, or you can just simply say verify. See, these are different things used in. Okay. If you want, I can show it on the tally itself. Let me show you. See, I can write. Okay. Things will appear like this. I can write on hold. Additional information required. Okay. Now, if you see on the right hand side, there is a save view also. So this is again a standard feature. You can save this view and from go to, you can directly go to your save view feature. Okay. Now let me come back to my presentation. So this is how the various chart of account you can write your notes on this. The auditor can route, see, verification note, whether it is a doubtful balance, anything you can write. There is no problem. Okay. See, on the right hand side, you have a configuration. You can select what is there, what you want on the different options which is available. This is again a negative stock. The stock item where there is a negative balances. You can again write what is the verification. Not use any of the stock item which is not used in the current year. Not used in the current year. Not used at all. Not used in current year. See, these earlier one was never used. Okay. This is not used in current year. So this were created but never used. This were created but not used in the current year. Only balance is no transaction. So this is again you can with the help of this report you can identify what are the dead stock or what are the outdated stock, whether you want to write it off or whether you want to zero or whether it is physically available or not. You can specially check this from this report. You can export this report to Excel and check whether this stock is available or not. Based on that, you can decide whether to write it off or not. Okay. Now this is again a different. So this is a report group to group, ledger to ledger. Now this is analytical procedure. Now this is something which needs our skilled mind. That is how you analyze between two different group. Suppose you want to do a group to group analysis. That is purchase sales vis-a-vis electricity or sales vis-a-vis marketing expenses. Then you can do ledger to ledger, you can do group to group. Okay. Once I do, the both the groups will appear in front of me. Okay. See, I can show you in the tally. This is group to group. Suppose I say yeah, group to ledger. Suppose I want to suppose I say sales OMS. Okay. So this is group to group selection. That is what is the sales of the current PDR, what is the sales OMS. This will show the comparison X minus Y. So my 97% of my sales is sales OMS. Okay. Now based from here, you can do any of the sampling. Now that is something which is there in the tally itself. You can use go to screen. You can do advanced comparison. Just explore whatever you want to do. You can add ledger. It will go on doing things. Okay. I know it is very, very technical or sometimes it is very, very time consuming or whether we want to do this, all these things or not. It is up to us. This is one more thing of net pending receivable. I don't think we should waste our time much in this. Repeated transaction ledger. That is, this report shows that this amount has been repeated 8 times in the 8 vouchers are of the same amount. Okay. 8 vouchers are of the same amount. This is again. Now see, this shows that there may be some error or there may be some mischievous activity carried out by some person where he is repeatedly entering one particular amount for that particular ledger. Now this is one more report, that is the relative size factor analysis, that is known as the RCF. Now it is one of my favorite. I normally do spend time on RCFs. Now what RCF says, that this particular ledger, suppose if I say WB Pinal Patel, the RCF factor is 96.75. Now what this means is the ratio of highest number of voucher, the amount in the ledger, that is voucher with highest number, and lowest number, the ratio is 96.75. Now what, with this, there is a trigger in my mind why this particular ledger has such a big variance in terms of amount. Okay, so if you see, if relative size sector is near to 1 or 2, then it is okay because it is going within that range of amount. Each ledger has its own characteristic. Now it play around with that particular range of amount. But if particular ledger has a wide variance with regards to two vouchers, then it will be immediately reflected in RCF. Okay. Now, next is the fixed asset analysis. Fixed asset analysis, earlier we don't used to get this greater than 180 additions. So now this report is standardized. It is readily available in the Tally in data analysis. The additions, okay. The fixed asset, the entire addition is available. Next one is transactions on holiday. Now, if my curiosity of, if I want to do during the audit process, I want to know who have all, what are the transactions which are done on the holidays. But for this, I need to define the holidays. Okay. So again, we have to go to our basic question. If I want this report, accurate report in this, or for my analytical purpose, I need to get this reason. That is, I need to define what is my weekly off, what is my, if particular holiday is there or not. You need to define it. Then only this report will be appearing in this format. Otherwise, this report will not appear. Okay. So on a weekly off, whoever has come. Now, once I get this voucher, I can go to my edit log, or I can see who has entered this voucher. Okay. See, on hold seems fake. So I can write whatever is this. So based on this sampling of transaction on holidays, I can do further verification as an auditor. I can write my verification notes in this itself, and this can be again exported. See, any report in the Tally can be exported directly to Excel. Now, this is the, for a particular ledger, what I told you in the relative, same thing here. That is the highest and the lowest value transactions. Okay, the percentage variance. If you see this ledger, the highest amount is 48,000, the lowest is 1.15. This is the variance. This is just the viewing part. You can just have the cursory look. Something abnormality if you are seeing, then just verify it. Otherwise, you can just go ahead. Okay, these are pending advances, that is advances which are given but no further entries has been done. This is tail checks. This is for BRS. If there are number of checks more than three months are over, then the even though it is appearing in the BRS, this report can be directly, you can straight away reverse these entries. Validity period written is 3 months. Okay, it is a standard validity period. Now this report is again useful for MSME. If you are, some people have the tendency of just issuing the check so that my ledger will not show any balance. But this report, from this report, you can see what are the check issued but not cleared more than 3 months. Okay, this will become automatically, you have to reverse it, and it will be treated as payment not done. Okay. So I have completed my data analysis part. I have done my verification part. Now the final audit observations has to be compiled. So my partner will come, he wants the bird eye view, he wants everything to be there, and he wants to understand what all the staff has done. So first thing you can go, you can see what are the verification, that is what are the hold. Okay. So this is verification of print and export. The once you export, you can write further notes. Okay. So in this way, my entire audit can be completed. See, I have not gone anything external. The most important thing is that I am playing within the system itself. My system itself is showing me various reports, whatever my staff has done, whatever they have put the report, I can see from here, I can save it, I can export it and do my further analysis. I have not gone, I have not imported anything nor exported and do some R&D. Nothing has been done. This is all available within the TallyPrime itself. Okay. This is all available within the system itself. You need not go outside the system. There are other transactions also, interbank, cash withdrawals, stale checks we have seen. Now this will have a complete package. I can be confident that whatever audit I have done is correct. And the second, as a peer review or firm, I can have my audit papers also directly exported from Tally. Okay. So whatever sampling I have done, I can sampling technique, along with the sampling technique, I can export that report that this was the voucher type, this is the sampled voucher, and these are the sampling technique I have used for this voucher type. So whenever there will be a peer review of my firm, the peer reviewer can easily understand what type of process I am following for this particular client. And this is all available within the system itself. Nothing external is done. Okay. So in a nutshell, if you see, I start my journey with auto compare, audit sampling, voucher verification, and then I track different audit queries. Then for reporting purpose, I do related party transactions. For further analysis, I do holidays or ledger stock item analytics, relative size factors, addition deletion of fixed asset, and previous year comparison. Now, in this way, I can complete the entire journey of my audit within the TallyPrime, and I can successfully complete my audit and give a correct and a well-built audit report with full satisfaction of myself as well as the client. And I need not worry about whether there is any error or whether there is anything which I have missed out during my audit purpose. Okay. So this is all about my presentation. This is all about my presentation. We can have the Q&A session now. I can take up few questions
So I'll request
before.
everyone to put in Q&A instead of chat. So in the Q&A, there is one open question. You can take that.
Yeah. Can you please explain purpose of knowing transaction or copying, keeping in view of auditor's response? So basically, see, there are two things to the this. One is the psychological thing. Now, whenever it is psychologically proven, whenever there is some mischievous thing which is entered, it is always entered in a date which is not a functional date. So if you see, if I want to do some mischievous agreement and randomly if I select a date, you can check that this date will be always in 90% cases, it will be a holiday. So that's why this audit procedure is required, that what are the transactions which are done on the holiday. Okay. So randomly, if whenever I am selecting any date for any agreement for a mischievous purpose, 90% cases it is seen that it will appear holiday. Okay. You can try it on your own. I have tried number of times. So the first thing, whenever we choose a date, immediately we see whether it is a holiday or not. And 90% cases it is seen that it is a holiday. Okay. So it is a psychological. Second thing in the audit procedure, why I need this, who all have come on holidays and doing entries. Because normally it is told that no one should come on the holiday and do some entries. Okay, so these are the two dual purpose for seeing this transaction. And as an auditor responsibility, I am very much interested in knowing what all transactions are entered on an holiday. Okay, in chat box there are there. Edit log is not shown in my tally. This is Shivam Patel. So you can just upgrade the version 6.2 version. It will show. There is no problem. It is standardly available.
I think so. In 6.1, it is the edit log new report. I think
Yeah.
two of them have said that edit log. I think they do not know how to enable that edit log option if they are using the
Oh.
basic TallyPrime.
So if you see without version upgrade, you cannot sustain nowadays. You have to upgrade versions. No one can assure you that without upgraded version you can enjoy all the features of the software. And I know companies taking lot of effort to come up with these features, and they are working tirelessly for our fraternity. So we need to take maximum benefit by upgrading the versions. Whenever there is a version upgraded, you have to take up. Hope, Komal, I am very clear about the
Yeah,
version
yeah. So
upgrade.
thank you so much for bringing out that it is important for the community
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to make the work efficient.
Miss,
Mm.
few days back, I was in the Tally Pune office and I was surprised to see that lot of people are not upgrading to the latest version, or some of even not have downloaded the Tally Prime itself. So this is something which is very surprising. So as a fraternity or as a CA, I should ensure that all my clients are on the upgraded version.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will not get the benefit of the
Yeah.
softwares. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So there's another question in the chat
Yeah.
by Miss Deepa. If you,
How to download audit trails since companies are not giving
which
access.
it's in the Q&A.
It's in QA. Okay. So if companies are not giving access, then it's what it is the question. If you don't have the access, then how you download the audit trail? You can't do it. Means how you want to do it? Komal, you can.
No, exactly, because for
Yeah.
auditing the clients, you will need the access to their books. And yeah, and it is mandated for at least companies to maintain an audit log. Audit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In the chat,
So
I was saying that Ms. Deepa is asking audit can be done in 6.1 only. No. So audit
no,
feature
no,
has
no.
been in, yeah.
No, no, this audit feature is available right from ERP. So earlier version also, I have taken a lot of session on the audit this data analysis and this from it is available from much earlier. Only thing is, as a CA fraternity, we are not inclined to use that thing. We should use it. It's not on 6.1. It is available on earlier version also. 6.1 you get a better benefits because a lot of additional tools can be used along with this audit feature. Yeah, any more questions? Yeah, Rajesh has raised the hand. Okay.
See, I'll just unmute Mr. Rajesh. A second. Okay, there is no raised hands. I think they have. Anyone have any questions? If you can type in the Q&A. One second. There is one more question in the Q&A. Recording of the session. Yes, recording will be available. So I'll make sure to edit it. We will upload in our CA Connect playlist. I'll just share the playlist link in the chat once again time. And a second. So recording will be available in a day or two. We'll make sure to upload in our CA Connect playlist, all the CA Connect playlists.
I will share my email ID also for any queries. You can post the queries. If later on also you want to post, you can post it. No issue.
Yeah. Sir, I think you put it in the. Host and panelist, I'll just copy it 1 second.
Okay.
Thank you, Nimit sir, for a very
Yeah.
the on-time session. So that helps with the audit period also. Ki people can quickly go back to their work. One last question, if we can take in the Q&A,
Yeah.
Mr. Bhupendra has shared.
In case of audit of master data, can I download the master in Excel or to have? Yeah, you can export the chart of account. You can export the masters to the Excel. If you see in the gateway of Tally in the initial masters, you have the entire master list of ledgers. You can export that to Excel. There is no problem in exporting to Excel.
Great. Do we have any other questions from the audience? Okay. If not, we can conclude today's session.
Yeah. So let me thank all of you who have joined the session and have the patience to hear me out for last almost 1 hour. Hope I was able to convey what is needed during this peak audit season, and hope I was useful to you in whatever way. Yeah. Thanks once again. Thanks, Tally, for inviting me.
Thank you, Nimit sir, for your time. Thank you to
Yeah.
audience for joining.
Okay.